Hold on to your mug. We're in for a wild night.
Greeting, traveler.
Welcome everybody to episode 73 of Born to be Wild, a Wild exclusive Hearthstone podcast where we have fun hanging out with friends, talking about the Wild format of Hearthstone and spotlighting members of the Wild community. I'm your host, as always, Nate Wolf. It is great to be back on another beautiful Friday evening here in Portland, Oregon. I say beautiful, but it's kind of nasty outside because there's fires here in the Pacific Northwest and it's like 100 degrees. But the beautiful piece is I'm hanging out with some really good friends of mine. It's so great to see you all again. Hydra, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, coming at you guys from the greater Vancouver area. It's also quote-unquote gorgeous right now. It's nice, it's beautiful, it's hot, but it is muggy and it is smoky. But we're here, we're having fun, and I'm really stoked for the show tonight.
Yeah.
Meowdy, and me, the sheep. Doing pretty well myself. Ready to enjoy the weekend, hang out with some friends, and catch up with our friend, Doctorfeesh.
Yeah, you guys are. We got a really special guest tonight joining us. We've got multi-legend Hearthstone player, world record speedrunner, member of Alpha Flight Gaming. Welcome to the show, Doctorfeesh. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to have you on the show because we have been chatting a lot, especially over the past, 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, hanging out a lot in the Discord. We've done a bunch of co-op games and stuff, and it's been an absolute pleasure. So, excited to have you on.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Hey, so for people who may not be as familiar with you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Doctorfeesh? Just kind of like, what as much or as little as you want to share, but kind of, and also how you got into Hearthstone, how long you've been playing, why you like Wild, that sort of thing.
Okay, yeah. So, I'm Doctorfeesh. So I have a very interesting history with Hearthstone. I started playing back in 2014, back like right at the tail end of what would be classic mode right now. I think I started playing right around the Leroy Nerf, the 5-mana Leroy Nerf. In my first, I remember because after Face Hunter or like mid-range SAS Face Hunter, my first deck was Miracle Rogue.
Nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. I had to save up dust and gold for that. And I've been kind of playing on and off since. I think I've had like 2 major breaks, once around like Boomsday-ish, and then I once from Saviors until Ashes. And for Wild, I'm actually pretty new to Wild.
Okay.
I got into Wild during the tail end of Madness at the Dark Moon Fair. And I was like, oh, these, all these like decks are going really fast and look really cool, and I'd like to give it a shot. So I started with all my aggro decks, just scrounging what I could, and now I'm doing pretty well with it. I really enjoy the format.
Nice.
In the community, yeah.
Did you still have a bit of a Wild collection since you had started so long ago, or no, you're starting to rebuild?
I had to rebuild. I dusted all my cards every expansion because I was like standard only. Like I needed all the dust I could get because I couldn't afford both bundles all the time. So like scrounging to make out what I could.
Yeah, that hurts, but I feel you.
Yeah, as you get older, it gets a bit easier to be able to buy the bundles if you want to be competitive. So it's been good. I've just recently started the Team Hearth Legends Wild series. I've been playing standard in it for like a year.
Okay.
So I'm
nice. Yeah, tell us about it. So I guess I forgot to mention earlier, you are a caster for THL, which is super cool.
Yeah.
So it'd be awesome to hear a little bit about that and also your Wild team.
Sure. So for casting THL, I do, sometimes I'm the caster, and generally I'm the operator. So like, I would be doing what Nate does, just with the matches. It's really good. Like, it's fun. It's I don't know. I mean, I've learned a lot about Hearthstone just from casting and watching people who from many different skill levels playing. Like I've casted GMs, I've casted McBanterface before.
Ooh, nice.
I've casted really great wild players like Pace and other and like top tier players. No Way H, I've casted them before. Like just in learning how to kind of navigate wild is crazy because some of the decks last expansion, like some of the decks were just kind of really crazy to watch. It's like I don't know what they're doing with Dark Lair. They're playing cards. Like, I don't, or like not understanding stuff exactly, but I'm getting there.
Dude, when we cast we do listener series, like tournament series, and we cast the finals. It was Corbett versus Maxibon. And like these are two of the best players in the world, probably in wild, in terms of wild, and like they were making plays like we didn't see him coming. Corbett pulled this lethal out of nowhere with this janky like
Hunter deck.
Yeah, it was this.
Yeah.
Oh, Corbin is Hunter,
and it was like I was just bizarre. And Maxi playing Beast Priest and like all kinds of this, just the weirdest stuff, and coming in with these like mind blowing plays that, you know, I think we're kind of veterans. We've been around the scene for a long time, and then you see this play that like nobody saw it coming. It was like, what just happened? Like, okay,
yeah,
I learned something new today.
For sure.
So, yeah, good times, man.
Yeah, for sure. And just my team's not really well known wild players. My team consists of myself. I'm Hyperin. I think he's I would assume he's been around in the community for a while. So I have Hyperin. Risa is our captain. He's a EU player.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Posca, who's mainly a standard player, but also does some. He's like no pros here. And then Rami 94, just a grandmaster on our
Very
team.
familiar names to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Up and
Gotcha.
down the lineup for sure.
Yeah, I because Rami and Posca kind of want to be less serious. I'm in the 2-seater. I'm in like the 2 spot right now. I have to go up against Number Theory this week. I'm excited.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We love Number
No
Theory over
pressure
here.
Yeah. Number Theory.
We do love Number Theory.
Hey, that's great. That's great. It's a lot of fun, and I think what we've seen with Wild THL is you get like a mix of like hyper competitive and people who just want to have fun, and then somewhere in between. But it'll be a blast. I'm happy that they did it because historically THL was standard only for a long time. What is this, season 3 or is it 4?
It's season 4. It's
4?
the 5th season overall
Yeah.
because they had an alpha season.
Mm-hmm. Made it all the way to the finals in the alpha season, and I'm now 2-0 in finals matches myself, but my team is yet to take a ring, so
I know.
eventually we'll get there.
Yeah.
You can do it, Sheep. You guys can do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Your legacy team is still just as good as it was last season.
Thank you. Yeah, speaking of legacy, I really wish, and I know that there's not a critical mass of interest in this, so I'm no shade on it not being there, but like, oh my gosh, if we could have a closed deck list wild format, that would be so much fun. I understand why there's not one, don't get me wrong, but I really want it.
Oh
yeah. So this is week 1 of THL Wild. So I'll talk about my week a little bit later.
Sure.
I initially wasn't planning on playing, and then got invited to join up with some good friends of mine. So
nice.
yeah, I'm excited. It should be a lot of fun, and especially with all these new cards coming out, and yeah, it's been a blast. So I've had a lot of fun in it.
Cool. Yeah.
Hey, so question for you. I see here that you're a world record speedrunner. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because that's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, I can definitely. So I speedrun mainly retro games and mainly games on the Nintendo 64.
Wait, let me stop you real quick. For those there may be some people who are not familiar with the terminology. Can you just tell us what speedrunning is?
Yeah, it's interesting. It all depends kind of like how you want to frame it. Like I see speedrunning as pretty much playing a game as fast as I possibly can. And different games had defined that in different ways, and there's various categories that put restrictions on what you have to do within your gameplay. Like there's something where like, you know, there's some categories that ban glitches outright. There's some that encourage you to pretty much do glitches. There's some things where you have to do one where you have to complete a game 100% to finish it. It's really cool. I mainly play a lot of racing games. So it's a bit easier to like play the game when I have like when I'm racing against a clock essentially, like an actual in-game clock. And so I do have a few world records in a game called Wave Race 64. It's
boy, that is awesome!
It's so cool. Jet ski racing game for the N64. It came out. It was the third. I believe it was like one of the first 5 released Nintendo 64 games.
It was a launch title. Yeah, it was right on the box. Trust me, I remember.
Yeah, and I had my copy from '96 when my parents got their N64. In fact, I actually have it. Does it have Wave Race in it? Yeah, it does. I actually have it right here with my controller plugged in, and the N64. It's specifically the Rumble Pack version, like the Japanese only Rumble Pack version.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Called the Shindo version. I hold 5 time trial world records in the game. It's really cool.
Wow!
I've played it since. I've done it. Yeah, I've done it since 2018. So I really like. It's just been something that I've enjoyed a lot. I love it. Very nice.
My N64 is always on the shelf.
Nice. Yeah.
Also mine from when I was much younger.
Yeah. I was 3 years old when the console came out. I know the rest of you were a bit older, so probably remember it actually coming out.
Oh yeah, I sold my Super Nintendo at a pawn shop so I could buy the N64, and then felt really bad that I sold my Super Nintendo and then rebought a Super Nintendo. It's kind of like I do when I dust cards. I haven't learned.
Wow. I could actually find my Super Nintendo. It's actually on the floor behind me. My old Super Nintendo. It's got probably a Street Fighter 2 in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or it doesn't have Super Mario World in it because I have the cartridge on my bed. But yeah, no, I absolutely love speedrunning. It helped me a lot when I was going through some like really bad, like rough issues with anger. I mean, I know it's about Hearthstone, but like there's a lot of mental side to everything, and so I had real anger problems, and so I had to stop playing competitive multiplayer games like Hearthstone. Like I had to stop playing it so I could take care of myself essentially. I'm back. I came back eventually because I love this game so much, but yeah.
It's tricky. I mean, I agree with you. There's a huge mental component to it, and I mean, no, I'm right there with you. It's hard not to get frustrated, especially in games where, you know, things happen outside of your control. Like there's such a huge RNG element to things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I played League of Legends, if that explains anything.
Yeah.
That would do it.
You know what? As a side note, so you're part of Amberflight Gaming, and I know
am part of Amberflight Gaming.
Dawn and Ridiculous Hat did a video over this past week specifically on that topic. That's a good segue. You know, just I'll link it in the chat and in the show notes.
It's a wonderful video. I've watched it.
Yeah, so good times. I mean, I don't want to deviate too much, but like it's on kind of mindset and managing like kind of the mental aspect of it. I highly recommend. So
yeah.
So what brought you into playing a game like Hearthstone? Did you have experience playing other card strategy style games, or like how did that happen for you?
I grew up on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah.
So I really loved playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I wasn't allowed to play Magic as a kid. But I since like have like forayed a little bit into buying like starter decks for Magic, but they're not really like competitive with what most people have at this point. I know Hearthstone as a game itself is also like it's decently expensive, but if you compare it to Magic, it's like getting into Magic would have just been so bad for my wallet.
Oh, dude, it's so expensive. Yeah.
But just playing like Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid, like, when you're playing as a kid, like you're not paying for most of your cards because you're getting tins and stuff as gifts, like for your birthday or for Christmas and stuff like that. So I was good. I was able to like, I wasn't playing anything competitively, but like playing with my friends was great. And so when I saw Hearthstone, I was like, oh man, a digital card game, like I'm on that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is not that expensive compared to Magic. I mean, we've had this conversation many times, but and it's pricey. The beautiful thing with Wild, I think, is, and maybe this will help you as a relatively newer Wild player, is that when each expansion comes out, the bulk of the decks remain the same, and then we add. I mean, there's probably a dozen cards from the new set that are good, and the rest are like, eh. Yeah. I mean, this set has been a little bit different because we've got some newly playable stuff. These quest lines are actually seem like they're pretty good. Now it's only been out for about 2 weeks, but usually it's about 10, maybe 15 cards per set that are good, and the rest like eh. And so
it gets to a point where you don't even, once you have the staples in Wild, you could literally just grind the gold for that, expansion season. Open however many packs. Say you get like 80 packs just from your gold or whatever, and that's
probably all you need. Yeah,
it really is. I just have the problem where I want all the cards.
I have all the cards this expansion,
and in gold.
Oh, not in gold. I just have the golds that I open, and I dust them as I need to.
It's probably a good idea. Craig, way back when, wrote a song called "Dirty Duster." It's just for you.
Yes, I never
It's a great
heard that. Okay, cool.
Good times. Hey, can you tell us a little bit also, since we were on the topic of Alpha Flight Gaming, can you tell us just a little bit about Alpha Flight and then also kind of how you got hooked up with them?
Yeah, so Amber Flight Gaming was, I guess, it's still pretty new. It's actually only been around for less than 2 years now. I guess I wasn't necessarily around at its conception, but Dragon Rider is like the CEO/owner of the team. And it's a bunch of competitive Hearthstone.
She's
players.
Quite amazing. Yeah, she's a great person.
Like, we have some really good competitive players, who have competed at Masters tours, and we had one of our players, Itachi. He's known maybe a little bit in the Wild community, but he's like top forward a DreamHack before under the banner, but I got hooked up with them when I came back to Hearthstone, and Dragon Rider was like the first stream I watched when I came back, because I had been friends with her back when I was starting, and so it's like, okay, yeah, we'll go back here. And then I was like, I don't know, I felt like a huge improvement in my gameplay because I was thinking about my plays and actually improving, and not just card slinging. And so I was like, okay, I want to give this whole like competitive thing a try. She's like, oh yeah, we have this thing called Team Hearth Legends, where we have a team that does like once a week Conquest best of 5, like, and so they were looking for a fifth player for the next season essentially.
Okay.
And so that was me.
Nice.
I joined on the team, not even being in the organization. And after the season, they actually said, hey, would you like to stay with the org? I was like, yes.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, because I was in a gaming community before, and the environment just ended up not really being for me. Like, for a giant community that's like, they're balancing like every game under the sun that you can play, but most people were playing games that I didn't really play, which are like FPSs and stuff like that. So, and being mainly a speedrunner, it was like I kind of didn't fit in, but I had my speedrunning communities.
You ever do I used to see like the Hearthstone speedrunners like the day one legend race.
Oh, I've never done that.
Oh, the rat race was intense.
No, I've never done that, but there are actual Hearthstone speedruns, surprisingly.
I don't know that I would recommend it. There's maybe for mental health, not so good. I've done it a couple of times, and it's It's easier with the 11X. It was pretty
Oh
fun.
yeah, with 11X, yeah.
I did it this month, and it was pretty fun actually. With 10X, it's miserable.
Yeah.
Day 1 Legend with 10X is absolutely miserable.
Never done that. Yeah.
I did a 10x run to legend on day 1 before. It was fine. I was just chilling on the couch.
Is that
With
you
the
did
iPad.
it, you did it with your the
Just-
aggro token druid or whatever?
Yeah.
Nice.
Back
Just
before
chilling on the couch. No big deal.
Still on the couch winning by turn 2 because I played
Just
double in big.
Getting legend in the bathtub. No big
Oh
deal.
my gosh.
I love it. We'll talk about this in a minute, but Sheep is this like master multitasker. It's never like I sat down and hit legend. I was in the bath and I hit legend. I was on my lunch break and I hit legend. I was eating
yeah.
Chicago deep dish pizza and I hit legend. And it's
I-
like
tonight.
That looks so good.
I was about to go for a run, but I wanted to play another game, so I hit legend.
I
Oh my
love it.
gosh.
I absolutely love it.
It
Yeah.
being on mobile just lends itself to that so well, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It does.
I'm the person who just like on day 1 of the month, I'm like, what like decks that don't work on ladder can I just play today at bronze 10 and like maybe I'll get a few wins, and then tomorrow I'll start playing like the odd paladins and like last adventure like the Reno priests and odd pally and pirate warrior. Like,
Yeah.
like I'll go back to those on day 2. Day 1 is like
That's
like Reno lock and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
it's probably smart. I'll tell you that.
It's fun when you have all the bonus stars and you can just climb with whatever deck. It doesn't really matter.
Essentially, it's fun.
Hey, we've had people asking all day. That everybody wants to know where your name comes from. We typically ask this of all of our guests, anyways. But
Sure.
where did you come up with Doctorfeesh? Is there a meaning behind that, or what is?
The meaning more comes from the fish side of it because that actually is part of my last name. Fish. I have part of my last name is fish in it. So people have always called me Fish or whatever, or like various things of that. And when I was playing League, my friends used to call me Fish. Like it was that boy Fish. It was just like it was funny.
Fish.
Like I liked it, and so I said, all right, I'm gonna stick with it because Doctorfeesh was never gonna be available. Funniest thing is like I just threw that on there because my original name, which was like the first two letters of my first name and the first letters of my last name, like, and that got stolen from Xbox Live. So I said, all right, well, maybe being Doc, because like my friends like manipulate, like I changed my name, and then one of my friends made like one of my friends, quote unquote, made like another account, and they did a name change to my old username. So it was taken. Needless to say, I got rid of them pretty fast. Once I found out, I was like, no, y'all were never really trying to be my friend. You were just trying to clown. You were just like trying to be mean to me. And that wasn't. So it's like I'm just not going to stay here anymore.
Yeah.
So I just threw the doctor part on because I thought it would sound cool. Like that was really it. That's like, and it just stuck, and I never had another reason to change it. So yeah.
And you've had that for how long?
Gosh, probably somewhere like 8 to 9 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
And in 20 years from now, you will still be Doctorfeesh.
Probably, yeah. The doctor without a doctorate. Potentially, I don't know.
Hey, I mean, you
Hey,
could
who knows?
you could get one.
Still plenty of time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, let's move into our weekly recap where we just like to check in, see how everybody's doing, what we've been up to. I'm going to start off with you, Nate. What's been going on in Nate land?
Yeah, man, it's been a good week. I mean, it's been hot here, and I'm anxious for the fall to start. You know, we can get back to some cooler weather. I don't do very well in the heat, so I'm struggling a little bit. But overall, yeah, it's been a good week. I'm going camping. I thought I was going to miss a show here, and it turns out that the camping trip is like wedged between 2 episodes. So we're leaving on Sunday, and I come back on Thursday, so I don't actually miss anything. But we're going up to the coast, and so it's like Oregon coast, so it's different than like California coast. But it'll be pretty nice, kind of a mix between forest and beach. But that'll be kind of cool. We get to see my folks, which I haven't seen in a while. My parents are both retired now, and they had decided to buy an RV and go on like a 3-month trip, and they bought a cat like last year for my dad's birthday. They've had the cat for 1 year, and I'm like, well, what are you doing with this is beautiful Siamese cat? Like, what are you doing with your cat when you go on your 3-month road trip? They're like, we're taking the cat with us, and so they have leash trained the cat, which is just insane, right? They bought it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'll send you all pictures later. They got a backpack for the cat that like it's all mesh, right? And so my dad walks around with the backpack with the cat sticking out, and then they take it out and let
Picturing a cat with a backpack on.
Yeah, that's what I thought whenever you said it first.
Yeah, and so the cat is then the cat is on a leash walking around, and then they bought a tent for the cat as well. And I was like, oh, you have to send me pictures of this. So I it's been interesting. So I'm excited to get to see my folks, but really excited to see the cat.
I understand completely.
Could a
That's
cat
incredible.
not claw its way out of a tent?
If it really wanted to, I suppose, but I'll put pictures in the Discord later. I don't want to mess up the show right now. But anyways, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I haven't played, so I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone, but I have not been playing a lot of Wild because it's sort of been a dumpster fire. I think I have been doing a lot of co-ops. So with Feesh and with Jordan and with Ben and some other folks, and that's been a lot of fun. I really, honestly, like, I enjoy doing co-op more than I do just like playing solo. I have way more fun doing it. And so if anyone watching or listening is ever interested in doing that, hit me up on Discord and I'm happy to do that. I'm still kind of camping. I'm still sitting in top 200 legends. So
Nice.
That's good. I've been playing a bunch of standard Demon Hunter, which has been a lot of fun. I've got a deck that I'll talk about later.
Nice.
I finally got around to updating the Born to Be Wild website. I've been talking about it for like a month, and I finally did it. And so the website is current. Everything is on there. It's all current. It's good to go. So check that out. And then in other news, like, I've been the new Stephen King book came out called Billy Summers, and it's really good. I'm like halfway done, maybe a little bit over halfway done, and it's really good. Actually, Hydra, I thought of you today because they mentioned the Overlook Hotel as just as like a 2-second kind of cameo type thing, but it popped up, and then it's not a horror book. It's about I don't want to spoil it, but it's about a guy who is like a hitman for the mob. It's really good. Anyways, I'm almost done with it. It's great. And then in terms of like, a lot of times, like, I'll watch TV or something while I'm working on a website or working on, playing Hearthstone or whatever. And so what I watched over this past week, I watched the entire first season of Invincible on Amazon Prime.
So good.
It was really good. Now, I never read the comics, and I know the comics go way past, what's in the first season. It was great. So I believe the guy that does the voice for the main character is the guy that played Glenn on The Walking Dead. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but the story is incredible. The animation is really good. It is not for kids. There's a lot of swearing and there's a lot of gore, but it's really good, really well done. If I had to describe it, it's kind of like a coming of age thing. It reminded me actually a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man, if any of you guys read that, but kind of combined with kind of like The Boys a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of like that, and it's funny because the guy that plays Invincible's dad looks like J. Jonah Jameson, and is played.
Because it's J.K. Simmons.
It's J.K. Simmons, yeah, and so it's really good. I mean, you have to be like, you'll either love it or you'll hate it, but I loved it. So if you got my same taste in things, check it out. You'll know by the first episode if you like it or not, but it was really well done. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. Just hanging out, but yeah, Hearthstone has been kind of fun. Happy to chat about it tonight. I missed y'all, so I'm really excited to be here tonight. Sheep, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I had a pretty solid week. Of course, the requisite work was busy, but outside of work,
Same.
had right a lot of fun playing a lot of Hearthstone. So I started playing more standard this week, prep for my Legacy THL match. Even at one point, pushing into the triple digits with Questline Rogue, which is a
Dude.
blast.
Yo, let's go.
Hey, so
Then-
that's wait, sorry. Let me stop you real quick because
Yeah.
I've never hit standard legend. I've gotten super close. I've got to D1, or maybe D2. I've never hit it before. Wild many times, but the ranks of legend are vastly different in wild versus standard. And so in the triple digits, like sub 1,000, like that's really good, dude. How high does it go? Because I remember seeing people hit and you're at like 10,000 or
I've been in like near 15,000.
wow.
Yeah.
Americas.
Wow.
It's pretty deep.
Yeah, it gets pretty deep. Yeah, one time I came in at like 9,000 legend and I just plummeted. I had like a sub 25% win rate in legend.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I was playing terribly though. Like
Oh.
it was my second time hitting legend, and my MMR was inflated by like a massive co-op to get me to legend.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I came in higher probably than I should have been. I'd be much better off now than I was then. Just with like a couple of months, just with like 2 expansions later.
Hey, people improve over time for sure.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, hey, that's sub 1,000 is incredible. So
it's
well
really
done.
good. Yeah, congrats, man.
Thank you. I am no longer sub 1,000. I played myself out of that, but I got there for a
Hey, you
bit.
got it. Yeah.
Hey, that's what
You
counts.
got the screenshot. That's what counts.
Oh,
So
yeah.
true. So then I actually had my legacy match, and I lost 2-3 in a reverse sweep.
Reverse sweep.
The deck that got me into 1K got reverse swept. So I was like,
Aw.
oh, okay.
Feels bad,
Questline
man.
Rogue Questline Rogue's an interesting deck.
It is. It's really fun. Not always the most consistent, but a blast.
Oh yeah.
So after kind of finishing up with the standard side, I was able to move on over into the wild side. I had a lot of fun trying to make aggro druid work. I really want it to because that's like my favorite deck. It's just not working anymore.
So what's instead of gibberling or gibberling? What are we playing?
So I've seen a few different lists. Some of them are still running gibberling, and I don't think that's a really good idea. Acorn, the squirrels are in there, composting for draw. Like all the pieces are there. It's just not as strong as all the other degenerate things that we can do. So tried some of that. Tried some odd quest line rogue, which was
Okay.
really fun, but not particularly competitive either. So had a lot of fun experimenting with different archetypes and stuff, and then doing some wild THL prep with our buddy Slod as well, playing some more competitive decks. Actually, like getting a competitive lineup. So finished up getting that lineup together last night. And tonight, before the show, while I was eating some delicious Chicago-style pizza, so it's deep dish, delicious, hence the picture that Nate is beseeching
Yes.
for our video listeners,
Yes.
watchers, both. So chilling on the couch with the wife, eating some Chicago-style deep dish pizza, and ended up hitting Legend and Wild as well. With
All right.
yeah, there it is. With Questline Pirate Warrior.
All right. Now we're talking.
Yeah, buddy.
I love it. I like the quest. That is the only card that I've crafted in gold so far. I'm waiting until
Is Read
nerfs,
the
but
Docs?
I crafted the pirate quest in gold. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Golden
so I
Juggernaut. That sounds amazing.
it is. So I crafted 2 cards in gold at the beginning. I was going to craft the Hunter quest line, but I got it as one of my bundle golden.
Okay.
So it was like, cool, don't have to craft that one. So I got the Warrior quest line and I got the Rogue quest line. Those are my 2 golden crafts for this go around, and I don't regret either one. They're both a blast. So it's like, all right, let's go.
Nice.
Golden Raid the Docks was a good investment.
That's a good
Nice.
investment. Yeah.
A golden cannon blast, even. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry,
So-
I couldn't resist.
Yeah. As for non-Hearthstone things, Nate, you got me down a DC rabbit hole last week with talking about the Suicide Squad. So
It was so good. Wait, did you like it?
was.
Can you?
I finished watching it and I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
Nice, nice.
Good.
Hence going, back in and watching some of the things that I missed. Like I finally finished the original Suicide Squad and could have
Yeah.
taken or left that one, if I'm honest.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, watched Wonder Woman 1984 because I'd already seen the original one, and everyone had
Okay.
said that one was just like trash. And like, I thought it was fun. Like, it wasn't as good as the first one, but that was a really high bar.
It was fun, but
Yeah.
the
was
time
fun.
the time travel thing was kind of like, and the switching bodies was kind of like, but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I think part of it for me is that I had really, really, really low expectations because everyone else had really high expectations.
Oh,
And
that makes
so-
sense.
So I went into it like, oh, this is going to be terrible, and it was fun. And everyone else went into it like, oh, Wonder Woman was amazing. It's going to be on the same tier, and it wasn't. So
Aw.
I had the benefit of the low expectations. So watched that as well and started in on Birds of Prey. Haven't quite finished that one.
Ooh.
That's another one that everyone was like, it's not good. And as far into it as I am, I'm not going to say that it's like straight up good, but like it's fun. So a lot of the really cool like cinematography choices and like it feels very comic-y. Which is exactly what I want in a comic book movie. So,
Yeah.
going down the DC rabbit hole, I'm typically much more of a Marvel person in general, but the Distinguished Competition is fun to check in with now and then.
Yeah.
So, that was it kind of around the flock this week. How were
Nice.
things in your pond, Dr. Feesh?
So, lately, I have been playing quite a bit of Hearthstone. So I play 3 series in THL, so I have been learning
Oh man, wow.
quite a few decks, but 2 of them are standard. So like the lists they're not that different. It's just, it just makes me have to play more classes generally. And then I've been kind of sorting out like what wild decks I actually kind of understand well enough to bring. And I guess, one of my main wild deck, it's not necessarily, it's, it encompasses one of the best decks. It's just a completely different version. And if you watch the video from that was put out yesterday, it's Reno Questline Pirate Warrior.
Yeah,
That's been
man.
my favorite. It's been my deck for like this expansion. I haven't played it as much this week because I've been playing Quest Druid. I've been playing Quest Dark Lair, like just trying to get a foothold and raise my rank a bit. Try to get towards Legend, taking it slow still.
So we did a bunch of co-op over the past week, and
Yeah.
one of the nights we played a bunch of this Reno Pirate Warrior, and so I had asked, hey, do you mind if we record some games for the YouTube? And so there's a YouTube video out here. It's kind of a highlight reel, but like, hey man, we won it, quite a bit actually. It was a pretty decent win rate, especially against the Warlock decks. It was like, hey, we were still winning. It was awesome.
I'm 3-2 against Pirate Warriors. So this is not a large sample size, 11-3, but I am but 2 of my losses are to Warlock. And then my other loss was to like a mage who probably just popped off. Or it was maybe it was like a secret mage or something. But I mean, 80% win rate over 14 games, and doing pretty well into Warlock means that at least I had success there so far. I've also like for standard, I guess I've been picking up kind of like the standard version of Quest Warlock. I've been also playing Questline Demon Hunter, the OTK variant. Love that deck. And going back to Face Hunter, which is great. Just hit him in the face. It's always good. And for non-Hearthstone, I binged watched an anime called Fruits Basket. All 3 seasons of it. I binged it in 3 days. I watched one season a day.
What? Wow.
Impressive.
They're like 20-minute episodes. But it's amazing.
I heard the name. I heard it was good.
It's it's my favorite one so far. It pretty much has blown every other anime I've watched out of the water. Because I've watched mainly just mainline one, mainly like more well-known stuff.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That reminds me. I started rewatching Attack on Titan this week.
Oh, nice. I have not watched that.
Oh, dude.
There's a lot of stuff I haven't watched.
It's...
I grew up watching like the first part of Naruto, but like if you were like anywhere past like the first like I don't know, probably 20 plus episodes, I have no clue about that.
If you're gonna watch one, watch Attack on Titan first, because each season's it's like, each season's got, I don't know, what is it, 15 episodes or something like normal.
That. Yeah.
Naruto's got like 300 episodes.
Yeah,
so like you can get through Attack on Titan.
That stuff is too much to keep track of. I think I'm gonna go back and watch some like really like older stuff. Like Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so good.
And Akira.
Akira.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch stuff like that. Probably watch some Ghibli stuff because I love the Ghibli films.
Yeah.
So
I actually have not seen any of the Studio Ghibli films, and I need to. Like, they're on HBO. I can just pull it up.
They're good.
That may be my weekend project.
Yeah, I just gotta look. Because season 3 of Fruits Basket wasn't on like Hulu or anything. I actually got like a 14-day like Crunchyroll trial. I'll probably keep it going.
Hey, if there's good stuff on there, man, why not?
It's the most basic thing. It has a lot of good stuff on it, so be able to catch up with like any good stuff going on over time. But again, like with 3 seasons and with 3 constructed series and playing Battlegrounds, it'll be quite tough.
Yeah.
To balance all my time and works like, I mean the obligatory work was just fine this week. It was a little busy, but not as busy as other weeks necessarily, which allowed me to have more time for Hearthstone. But yeah, like just getting back into the swing of the season, it's gonna be not a lot of downtime, but I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah. So Hydra, how's your week been?
Thanks, man. Yeah, my week's been doing okay. It's been pretty busy for me. The weather here is kind of crazy. Like, it's been super hot, and we have so much smoke in the air that like you can't see anything going on in the background. Like, we're surrounded by mountains, you can barely see them. You look at the sun, and it's just this like little red circle in the sky. If
yeah,
you
man,
see the
that's
photo
super
on the
gross.
stream, yeah, it looks just awful, and you can feel it when you're walking around. The air is heavy, and when I got home from work today, because I always go for walks on my lunch, and I got home from work today, and when I went to change my shirt and I pulled my shirt over my head, I smelt my shirt, and it
smelled like a barbecue.
like I was camping. Like I took the shirt camping for a week is what it smelled like. Like it, yeah, it's just, and then ash today was just falling from the sky.
Oh.
And I'm not even like, I'm still like a couple hundred. I mean, you guys do miles, but I'm a good 150 miles away from the actual fire. Let's put it that way.
100 kilometers or so.
Yeah, I'm like 200-300K away from the real
Gotcha.
fire, and this is how smoky it is here.
Yeah.
Gross, man.
Yeah, so it's pretty nuts, but hopefully things will get better. I've been seeing pictures on the news of like the campgrounds I've stayed at. You're looking at them across the lake, and you can just see fire like ravaging through like places that I used to always go and hang out and camp with my family and stuff. It's pretty rough. A lot of homes are being evacuated and everything. So
yeah,
I hope everyone's doing okay. But yeah, so it's a little grimy. Games wise, I've been actually before I'll do games. I want to point out that I didn't get to play as much games as I wanted to play because I've been doing some training for work. And so now when I come home from work, I've got this online training that I'm doing.
What? You got to work after work? Oh,
yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's pretty lame actually. So and it's a course that's gonna take me the majority of the year. Basically, it's like a full year thing. Ooh. And but it's learn at your own pace. So I kind of want to like speed things up a little bit. And so I like did the first like 2 weeks in like 3 days.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Oh.
Talking about speed running.
Yeah, so trying to get like just ahead because I don't want to get behind kind of thing. So I mean, man, I didn't know how awesome online learning actually has gotten. So it's pretty cool. Don't even have to leave to actually go to school, taking a university course from this computer chair that I got right here. So,
hey, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. And so yeah, doing that, so that's taking up some of my time. I didn't get to play as much midweek, but on the weekend I hopped into the Back for Blood closed beta. Nice. Which is pretty cool. It's a Left 4 Dead, I guess, successor. Okay. And basically it's like a co-op versus like a player versus environment, but it's a co-op game, and it's just mowing down zombies, right? But it's a roguelike in a way where you actually have to do deck building at the very beginning. You start off with a starter deck that they can give you, or like you unlock cards and you build the deck before you start this first-person shooter co-op. That's where cool. You get cards that give you, right? These cards give you different abilities when you go into the stage, right? And then your stage has cards that make the stage more difficult, basically. So the stage sort of has its own hand, so to speak. And so you can customize your hand based on what they have, your deck based on what you think you're going to get. And so every time you go through, it's like a different experience based on what cards are being drawn, right, from your deck. So it's really neat. And then so every level is like split into 8 stages. So once you've beaten the first 8th of the level, you get to purchase new items, add another like card or 2 to your hand, and then you can use those to go into the next stage. And it's split into 8. It's really interesting. It takes just a co-op shooter and puts this roguelike card deck building into it. So I don't know how refined it is really yet, but I had fun doing it. You could get a key at the time last weekend by just a Twitch drop.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because it was a closed beta. This weekend is an open beta. And I had fun. I thought it was pretty neat. Though it was pretty funny because there's always the people that like have solved it already. And so like I hopped in day 2 and I was doing a mission where like everybody knew where they needed to be and when, except for me. And so like I'm on this boat, right? The whole planet is supposed to blow up this boat, and I didn't know my position. And I'm just in there. I'm like mowing these zombies down. And then I died, and they had to come rescue me. And then they all died. And then they were all yelling at me. It was really funny.
Wow.
And then they all quit, and I was on by myself.
Aw.
Hey, speaking of beta, there's something else that.
Oh boy!
Geez, I saw this.
Yeah. So yeah, the Diablo 2 Resurrected beta is officially open this weekend, and you better believe I'm gonna be all over this. I might no life it this weekend.
I can't, unfortunately.
I don't know. I'm trying to talk Hydra into doing some multiplayer with me after the show, like, and stream it if y'all want to see. But I don't know.
Yeah, unless my wife has other plans, I'm totally down for that.
We'll play it by ear.
Yeah, totally down. I absolutely love this game, and so yeah, if we can do that, I'm totally down.
Yeah.
Little fear there though, because it wasn't loading properly at first, like wasn't letting us in, and they're like, no, I can't get in the game, what's going on? But no, I did a little test run. I made a character and I got my my screen name like before the show because everyone always takes my name, so I had to make one.
Gotcha.
But other than that, I almost finished the book I was reading. I'm reading Stephen King's Salem's Lot right now, and I am moments away from finishing it, guys. Like I was so close. I wanted to finish it before the show, but I like just didn't quite finish it. So
you'll get there.
I'll probably wrap it up tomorrow or something. But good book, great book.
Good times, man.
Yeah, I really like it. So Hearthstone wise, I was really bummed out about the pack opening that I had on Asia. I opened like 60 packs and I got just the legendary in the first 10 and then I got another one towards the end. But then I ended up getting like right after I complained about that, I got 2 legendaries in a row. So I got the Warlock quest. So
Let's go.
There's a win there, and one of my other legendaries was already the Hunter quest, and then I got the Rat King. So,
hey, you can do some achievements at least.
Yeah, get that.
But so I ended up walking away with having the Warlock quest and the Hunter quest, and so I've been having a lot of fun doing that. I've been playing on Asia, doing the odd questline hunter.
Nice.
Yeah,
which
nice.
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying playing that deck. And then in standard, I'm having it like it's so stupid. It's not even like the greatest deck in the world, but I absolutely love the mage quest line. I don't know
that
what
is
it
so good.
It's pretty good and it's pretty easy to complete. So
it's pretty easy to complete. Like you can totally whiff on your draw, but like. Yeah. And it's just great. Once you get that spell damage, a lot of people just concede at that point when you complete the quest. They don't even bother.
The only way I don't concede after you've played it is if you haven't played Flow.
Right?
Like
I don't know.
My worst fear is quest on 1, flow on 2.
Yeah, that's the best. That's exactly what I mulligan for.
No, your only mulligan is Incanter's Flow in the deck. You keep quest, you go for Incanter's Flow. Everything else falls into place.
I posted a couple of salty screenshots earlier this week in the Discord. One mana.
I didn't see this.
1 mana, 9 damage fireball, and it was like, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's rough. It's pretty like.
I mean, you could do that playing Paladin too. You just have to be on turn 10.
It's
true.
It's pretty fun.
What's Battle Master?
What's the card that draws you cards based on spell damage?
Cram Session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing post quest. Just like refill your hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely gross. I've been loving that. I have that on my alternate accounts as well. So I've just been playing that just because it's fun. I've been having a lot of fun playing it. Like, and I don't even rank up in standard. I only rank up in wild. But like sometimes I'm bored. I'm like, I'm just gonna play standard quest line mage just because I want to like do some gross things.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I do my achievement hunting in standard.
Yeah. Good place for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically my week. Let's move into some listener series news. What do we got, Sheep?
Yeah, so the Born to Be Wild website is fully updated, like Nate mentioned earlier. So the link to sign up for Season 3 is, of course, borntobewildhs.com/listener-series. There's a sign-up link there to the form. Sign up with that form. The deadline to sign up is August 17th, so just around the corner. If you're interested in signing up, don't delay. Act today. Go to the website and sign up.
4 easy payments of $5.99. Just kidding, it's free.
Funny you should say that. A listener series is free.
Handle link.
Yeah, so what exactly is the Born to Be Wild listener series, you ask? Good question, Invisible Man. The Born to Be Wild listener series is a weekly Wild Hearthstone tournament-based series format. with a focus on deck building challenges. So the series itself, the regular season is 5 weeks, followed by 3 weeks of playoffs, where the top 8 go in, and the top 1 leaves with all the bragging rights. So each week has a special deck building challenge or deck building restriction, a little bit of both. Pick your poison there. So like I mentioned, there are no costs or fees to sign up. With 3 easy payments of free $99, you can join
Let's go.
the Born to Be Wild listener series. Now that all players have access to the core set for free, it should be a lot easier to build decks without having to like craft a whole lot of extra cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one of the points of emphases that we go whenever we're planning out those challenges. So the goal is to be inclusive and to have a fun time. So all deck building restrictions for the entire season will be available to view at launch. So once the sheet goes live and once everyone sees that, you can kind of foresee down the future what challenges are coming up. So if you're like, oh, I kind of know what I want to do this week for my decks, you can look to the next week and see if there's, any theory crafting you want to do there as well. And it's always a blast. There's always a lot of people doing really innovative deck building and then deck testing with one another in both our main Discord and the listener series Discord as well. So, as I said, don't delay, act today. Join the Discord, join the Born to Be Wild hs.com/listener-series to join the listener series. So that is what's going on there. Season 3 is going to be a blast. Season 2 was kicking rat itself as well.
Yeah.
So that is it for the listener series at the moment. For your thank you for watching my infomercial.
More news soon. So we got a bunch of submissions from listeners in terms of deck building restrictions and ideas and such, and so we will be collectively reviewing those, and we'll have probably some more news for you next week ish. So yeah, this will be a lot of fun soon. TM, but we've got a timeline and everything is rolling right along. So really excited for it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So that's it for us over in the listener series. Hydra, what's been going around in the Hearthstone news world this week?
Well, if you're the type of person that likes to play some of this solo content, you may be a little annoyed when you complete Illidan's Book of Heroes and you've completed all of them, because the rewards aren't really showing up like they're supposed to. You kind of get a bit of a blank screen with the reward and there's nothing there, and you're looking for your little crown to show up over your guy, and also that's not there. So people have been taking to Twitter asking about it. We got an answer from Team 5 in an update stating that this was on the 11th, that compensation for the issue above has been distributed separately. We are aware of an issue where a pop-up appears with a placeholder text after finishing all the Book of Heroes installments. We'll be fixing this pop-up in a patch next week, and we'll be issuing a golden standard card pack to all players who completed Book of Heroes, which will be the reward for completing this content moving forward. So anybody who's waiting on that and was very confused, this will be coming next week. Next in news.
Hey, golden cards, dude, for free. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take it.
Let's go.
Golden cards.
So have you all played it yet?
Have to do that.
No, I've been waiting to play Illidan until after this kind of shakes out. I wasn't able to start this one on my lunch break whenever it dropped, like I typically am able to do, and so I saw this kind of being circulated on Hearthstone Twitter, and was like, I'll wait to do this one. Just I did the Rokara Book of Mercenaries right whenever it came out,
and
me too. To eventually get the achievement, I had to replay it. So, they're doing the best they can, but also I don't want to have to replay a thing, so I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
Yeah, same.
How about y'all?
I waited.
I'm far behind on Heroes and Mercenaries. I typically don't do single player content, but I had some downtime before a co-op with a friend, so I did the Rexar Book of Heroes. I'm on that right now.
Cool.
I absolutely love Rexar's story. As Hunter is my favorite, is my most, I guess, favorite and most played class, with like
Very
almost
cool.
900 wins almost.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
We'll get to the 1K eventually.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as you all, because I did the same thing with Rokar. Like I love solo content personally. Really enjoy it, and I've done all the heroic, solo content, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh wow.
It takes a lot, but yeah, I've done them all. I did the Rokar one, and then when the last update was or whatever, like you don't get the achievement, and I don't have the crown, and in order to get it, you've got to replay it. And that's fine, but like I don't really want to do that, and so I'll do it for the Rokar. I'm about halfway done, and it's just like sitting there unfinished. But I don't really want to do it twice for Illidan if I don't have to. And who knows? I mean, maybe they'll go retro, like add the crown, but maybe not. So I don't know. I'll just wait. Like I'm not in a rush. But hey, it's cool. I'm excited to. The new skin looks awesome, and if you complete it, you get a Demon Hunter card pack as well. So, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Hydra, what else is there?
So speaking of new expansions that we have, stuff that happens usually these days pretty quick is we get to see some balance changes. Just because they've been way more active with these things, they've been a little more in tune to the meta, obviously mostly for standard. But we got a comment from Alec Dawson earlier this week saying there are no constructed balance changes this week, but they do have a target for early next week, which sort of actually lines up with earlier when they said that there is going to be an update for this Book of Heroes sometime next week as well. So it seems like there will be a patch dropping. Alec Dawson said that the meta has been evolving quite rapidly in United of Stormwind and will be finalizing decisions in a few days. So sometime this week, they are just making their decision, and we're going to hear about it early next week. And it sounds like they're going to drop them pretty quickly. Does anybody here have any ideas, or like what do we think? What do we think is going to happen? Let's theory craft some nerfs here. What do you guys think is? I'll start with you, Feesh. What do you think is sitting right up there on top for a candidate for a nerf?
It's so weird. I so want, like, we in Wild want Warlock nerfs. Mm-hmm. Warlock is very annoying. It's very good. Is the on top of it, and I think there's like there's like 3 cards I'd like to see changes, and maybe a ban. Not just from Warlock. One of them is actually a neutral card. I think Flesh Giant should go to 10, something like that. Like Flesh Giant needs to not be so easily put down.
Hey, what's
0.
What's better than a 0 mana 8/8? I mean,
0 mana 8/8s on turn 4 is not, or well, the 8/8s coming down on 4. I guess is nothing necessarily new to the handle.
No, that's pretty crazy.
But it's crazy. Like giants on 3 giants on 3 mana should have already been alarming enough, and one of them costed 25 to start, or 20, or how much ever Molten Giant actually costs.
Yeah, they nerfed Naga Sea Witch to the ground.
Yeah, Naga Sea Witch up
Giant
to the ground. Yep.
Should see a change too. Makes sense.
Yeah. My big debate is the other Warlock card. I think Battlegrounds Battlemaster is it's a problem in Standard. It's not a problem in Wild.
Yeah.
Because it's barely played. It's played in Odd Paladin. And it's probably just a one of an Odd Paladin. But I will say if that card goes to 6 mana, I saw this in the Warlock decks. Even Lock is gonna like that card if it goes to Even Lock. If you get to turn 6, that is. And I'm just not sure what to do with Dark Glare. Part of me's like, maybe I don't like, because Dark Glare was obviously changed once. It was a 3 mana 3/4 that gave 2 crystals back when you dealt damage. Now it's 2 mana 2/3. You get 1 mana crystal back.
I don't even know if it's the problem. Like the quest line is so easy to complete in Wild that like
it is. Well, crystallizer's a big problem. Big part of that.
Yeah.
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 I don't know if you like have to change some, like, I don't know if you change interactions where with the quest and armor, if that's something that could do. But I feel like if you do that, you're fundamentally changing how Hearthstone works if you do that, and I don't think they want to do that.
Not necessarily, because it could work kind of like how Flesh Giant works.
Flesh Giant
right?
doesn't work with armor. Yeah, I don't think
Exactly.
It doesn't. I think that's what I was wondering. Like the first time I saw somebody play an armor vendor and tap and it counted, I was like, that's weird. Like Molten
Right.
Giants and Flesh Giants don't get discounted by it, but this quest, it works.
Mhm.
Like you're not taking damage when you're losing armor because the armor is protecting your health. I don't know. I think that could be an interaction change that could make it a lot easier. I mean, make it better. Potentially, Raised Dead's a really strong card, as well.
Oh yeah, Raised Dead is
maybe.
always just
I think
it's just a crazy card.
Yeah, I don't know. And also, I was like, I see the fact, and I don't think unlicensed apothecaries in most lists now, but that card being unironically run in the deck is scary.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know. I think it's dust bait, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I mean,
it dust baited me. I don't even run that version. But I think I mean something's gonna have to happen. Standard, I don't really know. There's like, I don't think anything's too busted in standard. Maybe the Battle Master, that's it. So I'm wondering what they're gonna look at. I think flow for mage. I think flow needs to get hit. Because it's just it creates an unfun play pattern more than makes the deck broken.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was surprised that they didn't hit it a long time ago. Like,
I know
Springwater didn't seem to be the problem. Well, Springwater at 4 is still.
Springwater at 4 was a problem because it became 2 mana by the time it was done. That's the thing.
But
pay 2, get
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that it was called Pot of Greed when it came
Yep.
out.
Yeah. We saw the Yu-Gi-Oh card. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But I mean that's like some of my thoughts. I'm curious what others think.
Yeah. So kind of like you, I think Battlegrounds Battlemaster will almost certainly be hit because it's the kind of culprit in standard a lot. They nerf typically specifically for standard, right? So if we look at what kind of the problem cards are in standard, Warlock, while everyone, kind of complains about it and, there are plenty of solitaire jokes, the win rate on ladder doesn't really reflect that in standard, right?
Yeah, it's sub 50% win rate overall on
Exactly.
each replay.
So I'm not sure if Warlock will be hit as kind of like a feelings nerf because, it's a not bad. It's a negative feeling play pattern, but I can see, some either the interaction being hit where if you have armor, it's rather than whenever your hero takes damage, it becomes whenever your hero loses health. Just a simple word change changes the mechanic, like Flesh Giant or Molten Giant, right? So changing that mechanic, I think would do a lot in Wild as well. I can kind of see the quest line getting a ban in Wild, but I don't think that they'll want to go quite that far.
I think that's that's pretty extreme.
Especially this early.
Yeah, I don't know if they're like. I think the banning thing is supposed to be for these like extreme situations where they're like, we don't know what to do. So I don't know if they really want to open the floodgates of the bans.
And I kind of think that we could see it here specifically because in standard, while it's not a fun play pattern to play against, the stats don't back up it being good. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Wild, the stats do back up it being like oppressively good. So I definitely don't think that they would change the card too hard at the very least because of Wild's play patterns, because they make those kinds of balance changes for standard. That's where they get people invested in the esports and paying more money because we get to keep all of our cards, and they have a more rotating. So it makes sense, right? That's where they would kind of focus those card changes as well. So I can kind of see it getting a ban just because of the disparity in win rate for the card, where it's one of the highest win rate cards in Wild and not so much in Standard. I don't know if it's the right move, but I can maybe see that happening. Aside from that, like, again, Questline Mage is one of those decks cards that people complain about, but isn't really oppressive stat wise. So I'm not sure how they would hit that. Probably flow. But I'm also not sure that it necessarily needs it. So like if it was me, and I'm just looking at the stats, Battlegrounds Battlemaster straight up gets a nerf. I'd consider maybe Kobold Librarian because it's been run in everything in Wild for how long?
Librarian would be nice. But I just thought about Conviction. I know people have wanted a Conviction nerf for a while. The problem in Standard is that, and the thing is, Paladin is the number one class in Standard right now. Paladin, at least according to stats. I don't know if it actually is, but like Conviction Battlemaster is a problem. And yes, and part of it is Battlemaster, but Conviction's also there. So I'm wondering if they would ever consider doing that thing where they make it do +2 attack instead of plus. I think even +2 attack would just change it significantly and just make it not as oppressive in situations where you can instantly hit for like 16. You instantly hit for like 16 if you leave any one attack minion up on 6.
Gosh, changing it from 3 to 2, I think would make it go from really good to just like
pretty bad, right?
It'd get cut.
I don't think I'd run it in anything.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't mind that. but like, I don't know what you can really do with it. Well, I mean, I'm sure that they tested, that they've done a decent amount of testing on things when they make these cards. And like they say, there are things that slip through the cracks occasionally, but we'll see.
Yeah, Conviction is really good. I mean, I remember scoring that one a 5. Like, it's on my top 10 or whatever. I think it's just outside of our combined top 10, but it was in our top 15.
Yeah, I think I brought it down.
But yeah, I mean, it's really good. But I think
I did not rate it that high.
It's the Battlemaster that really causes the problem. Giving 2 different minions Wind Fury in like it's just nutty. Like and
not being a battle cry, but a persistent effect where you can go face, hit a minion, or double value trade one and then kill it off, and then the next minion over gets it too is just nutty.
Right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have any real strong predictions. I don't think that. I don't know. I mean, I think they wanted to reserve the ban for super rare instances, but that being said, like, I mean, I agree with what y'all said. I kind of don't think they're going to touch the Warlock quest because I saw the stats and it's just not good enough in Standard. Like, it's good, but it's not oppressive. But from what I've seen over the past 2 weeks since the set launched, is that 40% roughly of the meta is Warlock, which is absurdly, like, it's too high. That's
too high.
There's been a disturbance in the Force, and yeah, no, that needs to be rectified. I mean, now the first week, I think people want to try new stuff, and so you have to you toss that out a little bit. But then everyone realized, like, oh, this is really easy to complete, and it's also really good, and but I don't think what they had mentioned last time, I think, was like, look, it's problematic for us to keep a card as is in standard and then change it for wild. Like the programming's too complicated. So I don't anticipate a solution that hits one and not the other. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I don't have any brilliant ideas. I'm a little tapped out, but
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see. So I'll we'll be checking in over the next week and talking about it on next week's show for sure.
Yeah, they said early next week we should know. So
Yeah.
target is early next week.
Cool. Probably know on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see then. But if they don't touch the quest line for Warlock, I can see the outrage happening already.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
Guess I'll just be bringing it and banning it in THL most weeks.
yeah,
This is
we'll
the
see.
way.
Well, next in news, I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but if you click on the shop, there is some random bundles that have been appearing, and apparently it's not the same for everybody. We've seen this before with a different round. When I opened it up, I had the option, I got a golden bundle option, which was a single golden legendary with 10 golden packs from the latest expansion. And then I also had the option for 10 Stormwind packs, 10 of this, believe it was this year's packs, or maybe it was last year's packs.
I think it was standard packs.
Oh, standard packs, the red ones?
Standard. Yes,
Yeah.
the red one.
Yeah. So 10 standard packs, and then
I
two
have both of
legendaries
those, yeah.
as well. And that's only $20 or whatever
Yeah.
if you want to get two legendaries
That's
guaranteed.
the catch-up bundle.
Yeah, two legendaries guaranteed, and then 20 packs for $20 is honestly a
Solid.
really good deal.
It's a really
So,
good deal. Yeah.
Like, you can't really complain. What did you guys get offered? I see Nate has made an amazing graphic here that's got some whales on it.
I can't take the credit. That's from Ben Hearthstone on Twitter. The thing, okay, so here's what irritated me. Like, so there's gold bundles, which I bought. But so this is crazy, right? There's 2 golden bundles, and they offer them to you. So Nick Weiss, who Deck Tech, who was playing Hearthstone for a long time, and then recently got hired by Blizzard and on the Hearthstone team. I had been complaining because I didn't get offered this big golden Kraken bundle. And he said they're sequential, so you have to buy. If you buy the one, then it offers you the next one, and if you buy that one, then it offers you the next one. I'm like, well, I bought the first 2, and they didn't offer me the third one yet. But Guy Grumpy said he got offered it like a full day later, so there's that. But what really ticked me off was that the first one. And these are expensive, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is 10 golden packs plus a legendary for like $40. Okay, which is expensive. And then so you buy that, and then they release another one that is 15 golden packs plus a golden legendary for the same price. And it's like, excuse me.
Yeah, I remember Nate told me this when we did our co-op. Yeah,
Like,
Or
come
last
on
rude.
now. That's quite
Yeah.
rude. I mean, anyways. And so, yeah, but that being said, and then I got all confused. I was all mistakenly bent out of shape because I started opening all these, and I was like, hey, does duplicate protection not apply? Because I'm getting all these duplicate golden cards. Like, what the heck? And then our good buddy Hat reached out and said, like, check your collection because you might have all the golden commons. And then I looked, and sure enough, I did have all the golden commons, which is why I started getting... that's what happens when you start buying golden packs, apparently, is that you will get duplicate commons. Like, I won't get duplicate rares or epics until you've got them all, right? I was like, oh, okay, I was angry for no reason. But I have not been offered this golden champion bundle, which I'm not saying I will buy it, but like probably would buy it.
I want to see it in
Yeah.
my shop. Like, maybe buy it.
Well,
But-
so for me, like I had that. I think everyone was offered the United and Stormwind and Golden Stormwind, the first one, right? So I bought both of those, and then the next day I had the option for the Golden Champion, which is the Kraken one.
Yeah.
So after going, well, that's not going to happen. Like 5-10 minutes later, I bought that one.
I haven't bought any of them.
So-
I'm proud of myself for not
Yeah.
giving in and
I
buying
will
all the
say-
Goldens.
Impressive.
$40 is a lot.
To kind of piggyback off of that though,
Yeah.
Nate, it happening in sequence, I think it's basically that the Golden Stormwind bundle has to be bought before the next one, Golden Alliance or Golden Champion, gets offered. But I don't think that we're getting offered, at the very least from our sample, which is admittedly very small. It doesn't seem like we're being offered both of them. It's like once you clear step 1, you go down to 2 different paths for step 2.
I hope not. I'm looking at the tweet here. So what I said is I said, hey, I want them to offer it to me. Come on, take my money already. And Nick said, he says, I'm pretty sure, I'm looking at it right now. I'm pretty sure the golden ones are a chain. So you have to buy the earlier ones to get to the last one. But I don't think he probably knows either. Maybe you're right.
Just based off of what I've heard, both you and other people on Twitter and my interaction, because I didn't get the kind of mid option. If I had gotten that option and had to get that before I got to the last one, I maybe would have not bought it later. Or it maybe would have taken longer than 5 to 10 minutes to make that choice. But
Yeah, I don't know. This time around, I got all these the last time. I've opted out this time. I don't see quite a reason yet, but it might take longer than 5 to 10 minutes, like it did for Sheep. Because the last time I totally didn't do it. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm not doing it. And then it was like half an hour before the show was gonna start, and I'm like, screw it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Let's see what I get. Why not? It's payday, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we haven't quite figured that out. But if you want cards that you don't have to pay a bunch of money for, you can watch the Grandmasters and get some Twitch drops for some free packs.
Hey.
That was a ace level segue right there. I just want to point that out.
Watch that
Thank you.
master at work.
So you can earn up to 6 packs as you watch the Grandmasters throughout Season 2. On this, you can watch Week 1, where you can get 2 packs for watching Week 1, and then you watch Weeks 2 through 7, where you can get another 2 packs, and then you can watch the playoffs and get another 2 packs. So basically, watch some Hearthstone, have some fun, keep it on the other screen. Heck, don't even watch it, minimize it. You can get your packs.
Dude, okay, get this. I saw this yesterday. I brought my iPad to work. I opened up YouTube. I verified that I was logged in and that my thing was like synced or whatever, connected. And I went to the Hearthstone channel and I played the Grandmasters. I turned the brightness all the way down, put it on like way in the back of my office on the mini fridge, and just let it there all day. And I got my 2 packs, baby.
Nice.
So it was great. It worked. No issues. It was pretty cool. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome.
If anybody has trouble linking your accounts, like hit me up. I'll show you how to do it. It's I heard some people having trouble with it, but no, you don't have to claim them. So you have to verify that you're signed into YouTube. You have to ensure that your account is like linked to your Battle.net account. Mm-hmm. And you'll see it. There's like a little diamond under there that shows that it says connected right next to it. I think I shared a screenshot in the Discord. And then you should be good. If anyone is stuck with it, hit me up later. DM me or hit me up in Discord and I'll help you with it. But yeah, it worked for me, no problem. It took a little bit, but I had it just running in the background all day, and I got my 2 separate packs today. So
yeah,
I got 40 dust from each of them, but
hey, 40 dust is 40 dust.
Yeah, cursed packs, but still.
Yeah, if you did have issues the last time they were doing drops on YouTube, Because I didn't get any last time. Just unlink and relink your BattleNet account, and or maybe they were just having issues then. All I know is I unlinked and relinked my BattleNet account with YouTube, and I got both packs today.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Nice.
Okay.
If you didn't get them last time, unlink and relink your BattleNet account, and watch for those free packs.
Nice.
Well, let's move into a bit of a meta discussion. Nate, take it away.
Yeah, so this was interesting this week. I don't have anything too crazy, right? So the meta is still kind of unsettled for Wild, but something that I saw that I wanted to bring up that was really fun. I don't know if everyone watching or listening is aware, but like of all the different social media outlets, like Twitter seems to be where all the Hearthstone folks are at, which is probably why we're all there. And this includes a lot of the developers. And so there's a guy on there. I'm going to mispronounce his name, and so I apologize. It's Tian, Tian, Ding. And he is a Tian Ding is a, I guess, a programmer or whatever for Hearthstone. He calls himself a data scientist or something like that. And so he posted earlier this week, these are the best standard decks for United in Stormwind launch week. And he's got the deck names and the win percents and all this stuff. And it was like, wow, that's cool. Like, who is this guy? And then I looked and I'm like, oh, yeah, sure enough. He works for Blizzard on the Hearthstone team. And Corbett, our buddy, asked him, hey, I love seeing this stuff. Thank you. Would you be able to share the Wild win rates too? And I was like, he'll never get a response. And he got a response. So same day, he says, so the response was from today's data in Wild, these decks are pretty good. Pirate Warrior, parentheses, aggro version. What he means by that is the non-quest version. Odd Druid with the quest line. Odd Rogue, which I would have never thought. Questline Giant Warlock, Aggro Paladin, which they're calling that's like their Death and Taxes Paladin, and Shadow Aggro Priest. And then on top of that, he went on to share the deck codes for the Pirate Warrior and the Odd Rogue, which were pretty cool. It was just that they would do this is like, wow, that's so cool. And I think that that's a pretty fair representation of where the meta's at. Like, I haven't played a ton, but I've done a lot of co-op, and it seems, yeah. I will say that the Questline Druid is really cool. I love seeing like new archetypes. You take a bunch of really terrible cards, jam them all into one deck, and it turns out that they're good. Like, what? Who would have ever thought?
Yeah.
And the Shadow Priest is also something new. Like, we're seeing new stuff, and that is always super fun for me. And even the Pirate Warrior, not the one he's mentioning, but the Pirate Warrior with the quest line, it's so fun. And the deck has morphed a little bit. Like, we're running cards. I had this discussion with Blue Train last night that we're running cards in that deck that we would normally not run just to complete the quest line earlier. So you're running these one-drop pirates and you're running upgrades because you're getting all these free weapons. And so the deck has morphed a little bit, but, it's fun seeing new stuff. And so I don't have anything crazy insightful to say. We'll share those two deck codes. If anyone wants them, I can post them in the chat. Otherwise, they're going to be in the show notes. And I've seen the meta's not settled, and so these decks are performing well. But I think that the lists are not totally firmed up. I was watching Cream Puff stream last night, and he was playing a Questline Warrior. And the code is a little bit different than the one that Tempo Storm posted, but I like that one a lot as well. He's running double Crag, which is hilarious. And I love the idea. And so that's pretty fun. So yeah, anyways, I've been playing for myself personally, have been playing more standard because I'm the only class now I have left to get 1K is Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
And I tried really hard this past week. I spent like 4 hours playing OTK Demon Hunter, and I won like 2, maybe 3 games. Like, it was just, it was like an exercise in futility.
That deck is very hard to play. Yeah.
It's really hard. And like, okay, I watched the No Hands Gamer videos. He's really good. He explains it well, and I understand the concept, but like, it's really hard to play. And I was like, and I kind of burn out a little bit of playing. Like, I want to play the new stuff. Death Rattle Demon Hunter is fun, but I want to play something new. So I've been jamming this Fell Demon Hunter with Jace on the top end, and it is so fun. It is so fun. And so this is what I've been playing in Standard, of course, and then doing a bunch of co-op stuff in Wild. My favorite Wild deck at the moment is probably that Bonk Druid or Questline Druid or whatever you want to call it. And it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. Bonk Druid, yeah. So
not to be confused with the legendary Gonk Druid.
Yeah.
Gonk, yeah. We were predicting. That's
or somehow getting Dark Mood Tonk into your druid.
Yeah. Tonk Druid.
I love it.
Tonk, Bonk, and what was the other one?
Gonk.
Tonk, Donk.
Tonk, Donk, and Gonk.
Oh my gosh, we got a tongue twister on our hands.
So anyways, yeah, it's been fun. I don't know if y'all have any insights. Sheep, I saw you've been playing. So you hit Legend with this Pirate Warrior, and I've got the deck list up here as well. Yeah, this is I think the version that I used in THL this week.
Nice.
And I eked out a win with it as well, so I can vouch for it. But yeah, what was your run like? What sort of meta did you see?
Yeah, so of course a lot of warlocks, a handful of secret mages, not nearly as many as in days of yore and old, metas past. Odd demon hunter or two. I can't really recall in anything like highly unusual. It was basically, what the new meta snapshots would kind of say the meta is. It was pretty standard for Wild.
Ooh.
But one kind of thing that I really like in play pattern for the questline pirate warrior that I think is really fun is playing the quest on 1, on 2 playing like a Sky Raider or 2 1-drop pirates. One of them either this turn or the next turn being Bloodsail Deckhand, and then turn 3 dropping another 1-drop. If that's the Bloodsail Deckhand, that's fine. But that makes the Ankar, because it only runs one weapon. That weapon is Ankar. So you draw it on turn 3 once you played one more 1-drop pirate. And if you've discounted Ankar by 1, then you can play it the same turn and swing with it too.
Yeah.
And if you were unable to discount it, then you can, odds are you can drop another cheap pirate and, start working towards the next step in the quest line. So it's not like you're completely held back if you're unable to drop the Ankar that same turn. But that's kind of a really fun play pattern that I fell into. And one of the things that I was noticing was working pretty well because you're reloading your hand with the pirates, making your future draws into, hopefully something like an upgrade or, of course, a South Sea, a Bloodsail Cultist to upgrade your weapon so that you can continue drawing pirates before you complete your quest line, something like that. So it's a really fun deck. It's a pirate warrior with a twist. What's not to love?
Right? Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I hit Legend with while I was eating dinner earlier today. What about
Love
you,
it.
Hydra? What deck would you like to spotlight this fine evening, sir?
Well, since I did get lucky enough to open up the quest line for Hunter on Asia, I also already crafted Baku a long time ago on Asia just because Baku opens up so many things that you can do, right? So I used it for Odd Paladin and Odd Rogue and Odd Warrior. So literally opening the new quest just like slotted right into Hunter because this deck is so cheap. Like the only other legendary was Baku, right?
Uh-huh.
And then everything else is just commons and rares. It is like the cheapest let's get 'em deck ever. Like it was awesome. So I'm playing the Raza Hunter on Asia on a free to play account. It's an awesome deck. I'm having a great time. It was super cheap, and yeah, like absolutely, I'd say no regrets. But I didn't even have to craft anything, which is like the best part, right? So
Nothing to regret.
yeah, and like I feel that the deck, like sometimes you just because most of the deck is all one drops. You can literally complete your quest so fast. And then other times, sometimes it doesn't really work out so well. You whiff a little bit, and then you end up top decking and then just getting wrecked. But I find often enough, as soon as I complete my quest and I've got a few cards in my hand and I start chaining my Raza shots, people just quit. They're like, I'm not going to sit here and wait to keep getting hit by your free hero power that you're constantly refreshing with your 1 mana spells. So it's a super budget deck that if you have the cards, I mean, have fun. Like it's pretty awesome. Like no complaints here. It's not the most difficult deck to play. It plays itself most of the time. It's super cheap. A lot of the spells either go face or some of them literally say you have to hit a minion. So that's just what you do. It's not very difficult, and yeah, give it a spin. I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun.
Super cool. Good times. And Feesh, what about you? Anything in particular that you've been jamming? I know we were talking about Reno Pirate Warrior earlier.
So I've been, for standard, I jammed like 10 or so games of Face Hunter today.
Yeah.
I assume it's still good.
Yes, it is. It's very good. I have been playing for Wild, jamming the Equestrid, just the Oaken Summons version. And I've also played a non Reno Pirate like warrior. So I've been playing like the quest line without it being Reno. Just kind of having fun with Pirate Warrior is like my favorite Wild deck right now, because my actual favorite decks, which are control decks, aren't playable right now, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's mainly what I've been playing.
It's a little sad that one can't really make it with a control deck currently. Hopefully, maybe we'll see change where it's possible, but
yeah.
It's not looking like that's going to be a thing we'll see for a while. It kind of seems like we've seen comments from the devs saying that, look, it's inevitable. Decks are getting faster and faster and faster. This is the way things are going. And well, at least you enjoy Pirate Warrior because
it's such a fun deck.
It's like my favorite deck of all time is Reno Luna's Pocket Galaxy Mage.
It's a good deck.
Mage is my favorite deck of all time. It is such a fun deck. Is it really great on ladder? No. It has its good. It's a good tournament deck. At least it was a good tournament deck last season. It has very specific good matchups that you could slot it into a lineup. Love Reno Lock. Always loved Q Block. Q Block I don't think has been very viable for a while now, since the original Bird nerf.
Rip. That's my favorite deck of all time.
That one cuts deep with Nate.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that so much.
That was my first all golden deck.
Yeah.
Sad. Very expensive too.
And I guess
it's not cheap.
Yeah, no. And then they gutted the. I mean, I wasn't playing WoW, but they gutted the original Even Lock. I think it was. Maybe it was Even Lock. Maybe it was a different Even deck. Even Paladin, I think.
Oh yeah, Even Paladin became
Even
unplayable.
Paladin got gutted. Yeah. Even Lock is playable now. Apparently, I've tried it.
I would love if I could play Even Lock. No, the problem was there were so many mages for the longest time that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Hydra? If you ever talk to Trips anymore, talk to Trips. Get him to come back and play some Even Lock. He'll do it.
Yeah.
That and Odd Rogue, right?
He was asking the other day. He was on Twitter asking like, "Hey, how's Odd Rogue and Kingsbane doing?" So he's, I don't know, he plays a lot of WoW, but every once in a while he's asking about Hearthstone.
Cool.
We'll see. I'll get him back. We'll get him back.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
Hey, so we had kind of a special topic tonight since we have a little bit of time left. Looking back at our top 10 cards from Fortune the Barrens, just for fun, kind of to see if we were right or wrong. It's always interesting, right? Because we just had our giant review show for United in Stormwind, and like right off the bat, like clearly we were wrong about a couple of cards that we thought were going to be terrible that are really good.
Yeah.
And so, but it's always fun to take a look back and see, like, were we right? Were we wrong? Was there anything we really missed out on? And so when we did I made a top 15 video, and it was broken down by score, and I just asked the top 6 or whatever or top 5 because I'm trying to conserve time here, but I've got our top 10, and we were pretty good actually. So I want to go through them real quick, and we don't need to take a whole lot of time on them, but I just wanted to look at these real quick. So our top 10 here, going backwards. So number 10 was Lushwater Mercenary, which we thought was going to be good in some kind of like Murloc Shaman or whatever. And as it turns out, I think Blue Train and I tested it, Blue Train in particular, and it's just not good enough, which is surprising because it seems like in a vacuum, it's a pretty good card. And like, okay.
Yeah.
And I hit Legend with Murloc Shaman not too long ago, and we just don't use it. So rip.
Aw.
Yeah.
I will say, like, for the next one, that I think there's still potential, like, and I wonder if it's just not good enough, or if we just never got around to it because there was other things that were more fun or better, or the meta was just warped around Warlock and we couldn't play it. I don't know. But number 9 is Cannon Master Smith. For those of you who don't remember this card because no one has ever played it, it's a 5 Paladin legendary 5-mana 4/4 battle cry. Transform your secrets into 3/3 soldiers. They transform back when they die. And the idea was like, you jam a bunch of secrets, play Broomstick, like, rush them all into stuff, and then you got your secrets back. Like, that seems rad. And like, I don't think anyone's ever played this card.
I played it.
Probably tested.
I've played it, but like it wasn't great.
Rip.
I played it in
So-
standard for a while because I believe I cracked it in gold.
So
and
did
was
I.
like, well,
I
let's
did
go.
as well.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna totally play the crap out of this, and I mean, played it for like a week, a lot in that week, but it when it worked, but obviously right now not as good as what we thought it was gonna be.
That could be that's I think our band name is the Golden Smiths.
my team name is my THL Wild team name is the Golden Hand.
Nice. Oh man.
So make reference to that. The hand being referencing to the silver hand,
Nice.
but golden.
That's funny, man. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So number 8 is Knight of Anointment, which is the Paladin 1-mana 1/1 battle cry, draw a holy spell. This card is dope.
Good.
Yeah, so hey,
good.
we called this one. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These top 5 we had collectively scored. This is an average score. I don't remember what any of us. I don't remember what our individual scores were, but these top 5 collectively were at 3.5, which is somewhere between like meta and playable. And so, but this was in our top 10, and so this is definitely like a staple in Odd Paladin forever now. So. Yeah. I'm happy to say we got at least one right.
Yeah, this was one of for Amberflight Gaming, we do a card review as well every single expansion. This was one of the highest rated cards, the Knight of Anointment, and it does and this was the first one that Rotted Zombie did, so we did have some wild perspective on this as well.
Love Rotted.
I wasn't quite
guy.
a wild. I was partially thinking about wild with this too, but I knew that this card was going to be nuts. We use a slightly different scale where we include the 6, where we have the dreaded 6 meaning it needs a nerf as a rating.
Like an S tier.
Yeah, an S tier. Like Knight got a 4.33 average.
Wow. Yeah, it's strong. It's strong.
Among 6-7 people. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, I'm happy that we got this one right. Next up is number 7, Ruined Orb. This is the mage spell. 2 mana arcane spell. Deal 2 damage, discover a spell. Again, this collectively was a 3.5. And this is playing, I mean, it's being seen a lot in standard, but this is being run in Mozaki Mage for sure. So
this is in every mage deck.
I feel pretty comfortable about this one as well. I don't think
What
it's in every mage deck, but definitely Mozaki.
What I like about it for the new quest line is it triggers it because it's arcane, and then if you're missing either like fire or frost, you can search for it with it.
With the discover,
Yeah,
which is just awesome.
It's dope, yeah.
Very cool. So hey, I mean, I think in our track record for the next handful of cards is really good.
Really, yeah, it is.
Except our number 1.
By the way, Nate, I'm looking at the overall thing, and our number 1 is actually our number 2.
Oh,
because there's another one that we rated higher.
Oh, rad.
That
Okay,
isn't on the other stuff. So I've got that in my back pocket. When we get
beauty,
there,
beauty.
so.
I'm glad. I might not have the art prepared for it, but we'll sort it out.
Intrigued.
Yeah, me too. Okay. So Ruined Orb is pretty solid. Our last one that fell in the 3.5 score was Celestial Alignment. The 7 mana arcane druid spell set each player's to 0 mana crystals, set the cost of cards in hands and decks to 1. And I think we were all a little bit confused at first when we saw this and thought, well, someone's going to break the game with this card, and probably not going to be us, but someone will do it. And I won't say that it's like insanely good, but like it's played on the regular, and when you do it, it's like, if you do it right, it's really good. I struggle to do it right personally, but yeah.
And it is played in some meta decks, so
Yeah.
Nate and I were right with our 4s there. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
That looking at Hydra, who brought the score down, right?
I did.
I'm sure that I'm very guilty of that on a lot of other cards. So I'm not throwing you any shade. I promise.
A 3.75, I think, sits well with the card. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. This is a good card. Okay. So the next,
you were not wrong about this next one.
yeah, the next 2 cards we had scored collectively a 3.75. So the first one is Conviction, which I personally scored at a 5, but I had been playing a ton of Odd Paladin at the time, and I got super greedy, and my eyes started like bulging out of my head when I saw this card, and it's very good. And what's always really weird to me, and I didn't bring it up earlier, but it's when a card gets nerfed and expansion later. And that's possible. I hope it doesn't happen. But I could see it happening. So we'll see. This was an interesting one. And really, really strong. So, no surprise here. And then the other, y'all have anything to add? We already talked about this a little bit, but,
no, it's a good card.
It's a solid card, man. I've lost to it many times.
1 mana Pyroblast. Let's go.
Yeah, Pyroblast.
The other one is our Pot of Greed here, Refreshing Spring Water, which at the time was 4 mana. 4 mana, draw 2 cards, refresh 2 mana crystals for each spell drawn. And it was so good that it got nerfed. So I feel pretty strong that we got that one right.
Yeah.
And it was even more busted over here. So yeah, nailed that one.
Yeah.
Good one.
All right, so our last three here, we had scored collectively a 4, and these are average scores amongst, I think, 4 people. So
nice.
So there's some wiggle room here, but and Sheep, I guess there's something here that I'm missing. So cue me. But what I've got is first up is Tamsin Rome. And we had looked at the shadow spell. So this is the Warlock Legendary 3-mana 1/3. Whenever you cast a shadow spell that costs 1 or more, get a copy that costs 0. And so, I think we saw the writing on the wall. In fact, in the top 15 video, you even mentioned Power Overwhelming. Like, hey, cool, you can get 2 for the price of 1. That's a problem. So this card, we nailed it, hands down, right? This is in Dark Lair and in a lot of Warlock decks because it's really good. The next one that we saw is Firemancer Flurgle, which is the Shaman Murloc 2-mana 2/3. After you play a Murloc, deal 1 damage to all enemies, and realized early on the combo with the Toxfin or whatever it's called that gives a Murloc poison. So this is a 3-mana board clear, and we had called that one out too. And not only is that played in Murloc Shaman, but also in just about every Murloc deck, because if you just run Flurgle and the poisonous one, Ice Fishing pulls them both.
Yes.
And it's a 3-mana board clear.
Unless you're running Mutanus and people get that pulled instead.
I love it. Yeah, people running Mutanus and then
when
the
you run
ice.
Mutanus in that, and it's just beautiful.
And then you're ice fishing.
Like, here's my clear, and they're like, oops.
That's pretty funny.
Whoops.
And then the last one I have here that I've got listed as number 1 was Scab's Cutter Butter, who has seen almost 0 play. Aside
so
from
far,
that being said, Pillager it isn't Pillager Rogue. It isn't Pillager Rogue, which enables some combos.
But it's Pillager Rogue.
Pillager Rogue is deadly in the right hand. So like our friend Maxi Bond has been killing Aegis Hit Legend with Pillager Rogue.
Quake Lord is like a Pillager Rogue god.
Yeah, it's hard to play. It's crazy when it goes off though.
Hold on, I'm awesome at Pillager Rogue against the Innkeeper.
Yeah,
that is it.
Yeah, I've gotten some pretty good Pillager Rogue kills. It's just counting cards. You just have to be like triple sure you've got your cards correct when you're trying to kill. When you were trying to kill a Raza Priest from 30.
That's rough.
That was like honestly one of its best matchups was Raza Priest.
Yeah.
So
last expansion, anyways.
Yeah.
This expansion is probably not that good.
So the only difference between Scabs and our next card is that for Scabs, I gave Scabs a 3. But our number 1 card was Wicked Stab. Wicked Stab I gave a 4, and everybody else gave the same ratings too. So Hydra gave it a 5, and Nate gave it a 4. So I gave this one a 4 as well, which bumped it up to a 4.25.
What did I give it?
Then we did get it right.
Gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah.
Hey man, this is a gnarly card. It's still good.
That was like one of the cards that I had in my personal top 10, but and that was taking into consideration Wild and Standard, but it was like number 10. Yeah, because my highest rated card, which was this card needs a nerf. It was Efficient Octobot. Just because we've seen Miracle Rogue so many times in Standard, I was like, this card and Field Contact are just gonna make a whole Miracle deck.
The Thor.
And sure enough, it did. It did. Yeah. Our group rated it 5 with 2 6s for me and Neji Boston.
Yeah, that's a great card too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wicked Stab is the one that ended up taking the number 1 slot.
Wicked Stab.
Cool.
Nice.
It's fun to look back like that.
Hey, I just got an update from Nick. He says, "Hey, dude, I looked into it, and the Stormwind one, everyone gets the same first offer and then a split between the other 2. So you won't get the Mega Whale option this time, but there are plenty of other great deals coming for you to whale out on." So Sheep, you were right. You heard it here
Wish
live
that
on the
I
show.
wasn't this time.
I know. It's
Aw.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly, like I'm getting golden duplicate commons.
Yeah.
Like, nah, it's better that I stop now. Anyways.
Yeah.
Fair.
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to distract, but I just got the ping and I thought I would let
Nice.
y'all know. So, anyways, hey, so there were several other cards that didn't quite make our top 10, but that were really good. And so I wanted to see if we had just missed these or did we score them? Like, how close were we? So the first one that I see here was Sword of the Fallen. And I think this was in our top 15. Not quite top 10, but our top 15.
Mhm.
And this was so good that it got nerfed. So I'm not surprised at all on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had the order wrong because I had Wicked Stab here.
Yeah.
That is a really good card. The other one, and I don't know where we had it. Sheep, if you have the list up, you probably know. Was Primal Dungeoneer that I think we were a little confused on because it was like, well, targeted draw is really good, and maybe elementals are good. We don't know, and like I think I probably gave this one a 3. I don't remember, but we're kind of flip flopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have Dungeoneer on my list. Was that from the mini set?
That's from the
right?
mini set.
Oh, that's why. That's why.
Dungeon-
That's
yeah,
why.
Dungeoneers from Wailing Caverns.
Oh,
Yeah,
disregard then.
In the
I mean,
overall, unfortunately.
It's still a really good card, and it
Oh,
brought
yeah.
it brought Shaman back into standard.
Oh yeah. Where
Like,
did we
that
have?
mini set made Shaman good again.
So the three of us gave Rokara a 2.
Oh.
So Rokara overall for us was 37th.
We gave it a 2?
Yeah.
Oh my
I gave Rokara a 4 because
I crafted it in gold.
I just saw Rush Warrior as a deck. I was like, oh, there's got to be enough rushers now.
Yeah. Ours was solely based on wild, but
Yeah.
Pirate
even
Warrior.
solely based on wild, it was
like
better than 2.
so, but
Oh, yeah.
so like, and then I thought about it. I was because I wasn't like thinking
4.
Pirate Warrior, but like, yeah, Pirate Warrior.
Technically, it would earn a 4, right? Because it goes in a like top meta deck.
Meta deck, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Under our definition,
Under your-
yeah, would have been a 4, and we gave it a 9.
Yeah. Because my 4 means, let's see, I can pull it up. 4 means very strong, good in several decks.
Nice.
Examples: Fungal Mancer, Evil Miscreant.
Okay.
Can't win them all.
And this is according to this is like according to Ridiculous's hats, like his rating system.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like the MVP in my Pirate Warrior decks the
Yeah.
past couple months.
It's so good.
Although I don't
Oh
know
my
that
gosh.
I was talking to Blue Train about this earlier this week. Is that like if you play the quest line, like you got to take her out now.
Yeah, I didn't
Makes
run
me
her in the
sad,
one that
I
I hit
guess.
legend with earlier
Yeah.
today.
Sad.
That's a sole focus on.
While
the
you were
left.
like combing your hair and hitting legend.
Sure.
Hey, I wasn't combing my hair. I wouldn't do that while I'm eating pizza.
True. Pizza's good.
Why would you make such an absurd claim?
Oh man. So we got a couple others. Outrider's Axe was in our top 15, and that one is doing quite well.
Card's good.
I think it's probably getting pulled from Pirate Warrior now because of the side quest, because you generate a new weapon each turn. But this has been in like, so the last 2 months I used Pirate Warrior for my legend runs, and like this is a staple in that deck.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, but like I feel solid that we got this one right. Like the
If you're not
drawing.
running the quest, you could still just run it in regular.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The couple that I think are really good that maybe we didn't realize would be quite so good were, I guess I don't have the picture of it, was the watch post, the far watch post in particular. It was the 2-mana 2/3 that makes, when your opponent draws a card, it costs 1 more.
Yeah.
That card is like annoyingly good.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, we gave that
It
a
worked
275 on average. So ranked 31.
okay.
It felt like, because I was just really starting to get to like climbing to D5 and making my way towards legend, and I remember when Tax's Pally came out, I was like, man, this deck is like pushing Dark Glare out. Like, what is this deck?
Yeah,
It, like warped the meta until it got nerfed, and then it was like not as good, but it's still playable. Like, because we all love our Weeb Lord.
Oh yes.
I remember Jack posting, "Everybody play this now while you can." Like,
Yeah.
And he was right.
yeah.
I still play it just because of all the warlocks on ladder.
Yeah.
It's
No,
gonna
it seems it's like it's still good.
Yeah.
The other two that I had here were Mancrick, that saw a lot of play. I mean, I guess it's just, and it did get nerfed as well, but it's pretty solid. Just a 3/4 with the battle cry.
We crafted that one in gold.
I did too.
Nice.
I did too. Well, I'm not quite sure
Fine
where we rated that one.
32nd.
Yeah,
Tied with Far Watch Post.
interesting.
Okay.
And then the last was Kazakis, that has seen some play. The Golem Shaper, which is not like, it didn't see a ton of play, but enough.
Yeah.
I crafted that one in gold too, but that was for standard.
Oh,
I got that that was one of my bundle cards, was Kazak's Golem Shaper.
Nice.
So
Good
I was like,
get.
all right. I got a good standard card. Let's go.
I did the gold craft too.
Yeah, nice.
nice.
I mean, golden golems are just so nice.
Yeah.
It's great.
And I think this one, as time goes on, we'll continue to see play probably, because it's pretty flexible, especially if Reno decks make a resurgence. So, hey, were there any other cards that we slept on? Anything that you guys can think of?
Let's see.
I think we did. I think we did pretty good overall. I mean, yeah. Is there anything on your list that we, or anybody in chat, anything that we missed?
My biggest miss was overrating Sunscale Raptor. Probably, I thought that Sunscale Raptor was gonna be nuts. The 1-mana 1/3 beast.
You thought it would sun scale
Hunter.
up really well?
Yeah, I did. Let's see, any really big misses? We rated Warsong. Well, I guess it's not for. It's different. I gotta look at like something that's like good for wild. Crud.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of obviously standard ones.
Overrated Guff Rune Totem. Really, really bad. I don't know if there's anything we missed. I guess like Death Rattle Demon Hunter we thought was gonna be bad, and it even saw a little play in wild. Like all of our stuff for that is all like rated 1s or 2s. So I guess that would be like probably the biggest miss. Like everything else, I think our group got pretty close to correct.
Nice.
Yeah, ours did
I'd say.
too. Like I'm looking at the very bottom just to see if there's anything that we rated like abysmally low, and it's like,
I mean,
well,
Galloping Savior we had only in like the 2s. That's like was like an integral card in the Secret Paladins. So I guess that could be it.
I will say I did actually run a decent amount of Burning Blade Acolyte, which we gave a 1 to because
Nice.
there was an achievement to get a lot of those.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would not have done so.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's hilarious.
We rated Overlord Sourfang at 4.33.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter for wild because that card was. I probably would have rated it a 1 for wild. Oh, conditioning. There's so many people. I mean, I think a lot of people missed how good conditioning was going to be, at least in standard. It's like rated below 2, and that card defines an entire archetype in standard.
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to like look at this and just be like, oh, we underrated this card for wild because our group didn't look at things for standard for wild completely. If I could just get like what me and Rod had put, that would like be a better.
Oh yeah, Sheep. Where did we raid Scorpid?
Oh, let's see.
Because that one's been.
Oh, Venomous Scorpid. Yeah, let me look at that.
Scorpid, we did 1.5.
Our group doesn't have. Our group doesn't have an average rating for that card, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that was 82nd
one of our-
for us.
because not all of our members. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but like not all of our members. I guess because they may not have all, maybe not enough people answered about it, but I don't know.
I mean,
don't know why
Venomous Scorpion is a good card. It's just not something that
It's mostly standard though,
Yeah,
right?
it's a
I rated
It's a
it. I
standard
rated it a
card.
3 for why, or 3 for standard.
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with our 1.5 rating for
Yeah, me
Wild.
too.
For being a
Surprising.
Scorpid,
I
truthfully.
thought we thought Murloc Shaman was going to be a standard deck, but
A lot of people did.
So I
Yep.
so I inadvertently got Flurgle correct, giving it a 4.
That's funny.
I gave Brucon a 5.
Ah, rip. I'm sorry.
Kind of ripped. Got the elementals pretty okay. Nothing can stop us. I gave a 3, which it's a good card.
Yeah, Nofin was surprisingly good. I mean, that card was really good in Murloc Shaman.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
I gave Yoink a 4. I don't know.
Oh,
about
really?
y'all. Yeah, I liked Yoink.
So
Because
Nofin-
Rogan Standard, I didn't think Rogan Standard was using their hero powers ever. Like, so I was like, well, maybe we just want like a Hunter hero power or a Warlock hero power for a couple of turns.
makes sense.
I
Yeah,
got
for
shanked.
us,
I got
we gave
shanked right.
Nofin
Let's
can
go.
stop us 2.75 on average, but
Gotcha.
Hydra and I brought it up because Hydra gave it a 3 and I gave it a 4, and I feel pretty okay with that.
The Nofin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely a good card. No complaints there.
Yeah.
What did we do? What did we give Yoink? We must give Yoink something really horrible. Had to have.
We gave Yoink on average a 1.25. 3 of us all gave it a
rip.
1.
Yeah.
For Wild in particular. Like let's be real, in Wild, what do we want to do if we're running odd? We want our hero power, right? And then if we're
Yes.
doing Kingsbane, yeah, I mean, I guess that you could, have a different hero power, wouldn't hurt you, but
Yeah.
What's
that
the
list
point?
is so tight, then why
Exactly.
would you jam something else kind of into it? So,
Mhm.
I can see our reasoning even kind of backtracking as to giving it really low.
Like, even if you're gonna run a control deck or whatever, you could probably, or like a combo, I guess, deck, like a late game Major Domo style rogue deck. There's got to be a better card you can put in than Yoink.
Yeah.
At that point, it's more about what you're competing with to fit that slot rather than how you prioritize your hero power, right?
Yeah.
But hey,
I gave Mankrik a 2. That's a shame.
yeah, Mankrik has been everywhere.
Yeah.
Hydra and
I thought
individually
Mankrik
gave
would be
a 2 as well.
a meme that people would play for like a little bit and then it would go away, but it's just one of the best cards in the set, especially in Hunter, in Standard, and I know I don't. It saw
love
play
that
in
deck.
Reno Secret. It saw play in Reno Secret Mage, I believe, last expansion. But I don't really know where else it saw play in Wild.
Hydra,
Wait,
did you
Mankrik
mention
was
that
being
you
played in-
crafted Mankrik in gold, or was that Nate?
I did. Oh, I did for sure.
Nate said he did. I wouldn't be surprised if I did as well.
Oh, you just don't remember? Oh gosh, that's great. Okay, part of this is I think it was Mentalistic who, and maybe Ben as well, who was running it in Secret Mage.
Yeah.
And like or any deck, any deck that there's a lot of cycle, it's not bad in because you get surprise lethal out of nowhere, or even at the time like. It's just a giant body, The 3 attack is not a big thing, but it was a 3/10 at the time, right? It was just impossible to deal with, and so
Yeah, makes sense.
Anyways, well, very cool. I don't know. It's kind of fun to look back on this stuff to see how right we were, and at some point, we'll revisit our scores from United and Stormwind as well, just to see how close we were. Better to give it some time, maybe when the mini set comes out, or maybe we'll wait until the next expansion comes out. But it's always fun to kind of check these out. And oh my God, Hydra has Golden Mankrik, and he forgot that he crafted it. That's
I posted it.
True whale status right there. I love it. I love it.
So good. Both of them, nice.
Yeah, the same because the regular one's not craftable,
The regular one
right?
was like the first legendary you got, so like
Yeah.
it was like
Y'all
the
only have
the
one
pipeline
man.
one.
Y'all only have one non-gold man, Crick?
I have two.
I do as well.
How?
From the bundle, it was in the rogue
Oh.
bundle. I'm sure it was probably in a different one as
Yeah,
well.
the pre-made decks.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
I bought the Warlock pre-made deck.
Yeah, he was in a couple of them. I think it's a good
Yeah,
card.
probably
I mean,
Hunter and Rogue.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing in standard. He's played in like everything, and even
Yeah, he's played in a bunch.
I was running him in Death Rattle Demon Hunter as well. I mean, it's just
I didn't do that.
You play. It's a 3 mana 3/4 that you play on curve, with a pretty awesome upside later. Like, there's just no downside to it. It's been pretty fun. You know, wild, is it strong enough? Probably not, but I don't know, maybe one of these days. All right, guys, that was fun. What do you think about jumping over to our weekly challenge?
Let's do it.
Nice.
Absolutely. So last week's challenge was, of course, to celebrate the story of Prestor / Onyxia, the Broodmother, to find the highest combined number of stats you could get with dragons on your side of the board. And our winner was... Back to his winning ways, it was Kinray. Let's go.
All right.
Overall, 341, 346 stat line.
It's just nutty.
Third.
Oh.
Kinray, you win bragging rights and 2 packs on us.
Yeah, congrats. That's super cool. Yeah, we're going to have to make these a little bit more difficult.
That's pretty strong.
That's crazy, though. It was so funny because Jordan posted something in... as it turns out, it was like a battleground screenshot, which is hilarious. It's like, but it was more stats than this, and he's like, "Oh, I win." He's like, "Just kidding." It's pretty funny though.
Which, to be fair, that was more dragon stats.
Hey, I mean, that's pretty funny. So yeah, congrats, Kenry. That is a lot of stats, and I do not know how this occurred, but I like what I see.
Yeah, I see a lot of divine spirits and inner fires.
Inner fire happening, on the left there.
Yeah, as well
Good
as
times.
a way to copy it or two.
Yeah.
So, congratulations, Kinray. You've earned yourself 2 packs.
Very cool.
This week, however, the week's challenge is in honor of Diablo 2, which, the beta just dropped today. So in honor of Diablo 2, how many skeletons can you summon and stick to your board at the same time? So that can actually also include your side and your opponent's side of the board. So get as many Skellymen on yours and or your opponent's side of the board. We will, in the event that there's a tie for the number of Skellymen, we will, of course, look at the stats for the tiebreaker. So this card has to have the word skeleton in the title. So there are a number of different skeleton cards, 6 of them that we're aware of. But if you find more of them, as long as it has skeleton in the title of the card, that counts. And Nate, you mentioned that you wanted to make this a little harder, right?
I do.
Well, before the show, our friend Doctorfeesh was like, "Well, I guess you can't do it in Priest anymore, huh?" We're like, that is a very elegant solution." So
You can thank
there
me.
is a class ban for this and probably future challenges where stats are, if not the defining characteristic, the tiebreaker, which is the case here. So Priest is banned from the competition for this one. So to participate, like usual, you can play games in ladder or casual, just not against a friend, because they'll, help you win. Not against the innkeeper. because he won't try to help you win, but he'll help you win. And you also cannot play against other PvE content for this. So ladder or casual. Ladder, obviously, the other people want to win. Casual, they're not going to try and let you win, but they're going to have fun too. So if you don't want to tank your rank, jump over into casual, try and do that thing. So take a screenshot and post it in our Discord and the channel contest entries. I will say that with not mispronouncing contest in the contest entries section of our Discord. So drop that screenshot into that channel, and that is how you enter in. And if you have the most Skellymen or the most Skellymen with higher stats than someone else who has the same number of Skellymen, then you will win 2 packs on us.
Nice.
So we will, of course, just like this week, share the winner on next week's show. So the winner will get 2 packs and, of course, bragging rights.
Love
if
it.
you can usurp Kinray or Mickle, those are the real bragging rights there.
Right? Absolutely. That's great, man. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, and Priest is banned this week.
No priest.
No priest this week.
Get out of here.
We heard the call on Twitter for people who want to delete priest, and we said,
Let's
okay.
do it.
It was an elegant
Just for our
solution. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Feesh. We appreciate that. It was a very nice think outside the box solution. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Oh, dear. All right, y'all. Well, that kind of brings us towards the end of our show here. So before we go, I did want to say a big thank you to Shokunin, who is the executive producer of our show. Thank you so much for your support. It's meant the world to us, and we love having you. And also a big thank you to our patrons. So Disruptor 108, Claudette G, Daniel B, Wildcard, RM Morn, Ben from Work, Turtle Boy, and Number Theory, who is facing off against Dr. Feesh this week in THL. Good luck.
Yes. Thank you.
But thank you all for your support. We appreciate it very much. If anybody who is watching live, listening to the show, watching it later on YouTube is interested in supporting the show financially, you can visit our website at borntobewildhs.com. If you click on the Find Us page, there's a link to our Patreon, and we've got some different ways that you can donate to the show. Any money typically goes directly back into the show. And there's plans as little as $1 a month. We don't want anyone to feel obligated at all. This is if you've got extra and you want to help us out, that's great. If not, no obligation whatsoever. If you are somebody who is on Twitch a lot, we do have some pretty fun emotes that were designed by the amazing Christina Oe, who has done a bunch of artwork for our mascot character, Nas. And those are available if you want to sub to us on Twitch. You can unlock those mascots as well. That being said, thank you all for hanging out tonight. Thank you, everyone in chat. Thank you for everyone that's watching this on YouTube and listening to the show as well. We really appreciate you all. And Dr. Feesh, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and donating your time. For people who want to follow you and follow your content, where can they do so?
So if you would like to follow what I do, I live stream on Twitch on my personal account, twitch.tv/Doctorfeesh, DOCTORFEESH, and I am also on Twitter occasionally, twitter.com/Doctorfeesh, as well as in many Discords.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Feesh. It was a blast having you hang out with us.
Yeah.
As for me, I can be found on the internet at Electric Sheep City in places where that fits, like Twitch, and at eSheep City at places where that doesn't fit, like Twitter. Hydralisk, where around the internet can you be located?
You all can always find me at Hydralisk_HS on Twitter, and the same on Twitch. Also, you can always find me in the Discord for Born to Be Wild, where we've got a great time talking about the game, talking about everything else. It's an awesome community where you can come and look for wild decks or just chill. We also have a very active, even more so recently, and Nate can vouch for this, co-op channels where people are hopping in and doing some co-ops, and that's what it's all about. I always have such a great time playing the game when I'm playing with other people. It's always a good time, and highly recommend it. Come check it out. It's a fun place to be. I'm gonna say that. I really do enjoy it. Nate, how about you?
Yeah, absolutely. If y'all want to hang out with me, I'm pretty active on Twitter, probably more so than I should be, at Nate Wolf TCG. It's NATEWOLFE TCG. More importantly, you can find the show on our website. It's borntobewildhs.com. Like I was saying earlier, I just recently updated the website, and so it's current as of right now, and I'll update it again this weekend to include this week's show and all of our guest info and stuff. And so if you're looking for our past episodes, they're up there. If you're looking for wild content creators and you want to check them out, we've got all of our past guests listed up on the show with all of their social media, so their Twitches and Twitters and YouTubes and that sort of thing. And then one thing that I have been working on over the past week was to take our past lore episodes and kind of chop just the lore parts out and post those as separate videos. So if you want to go back and revisit past lore, you don't have to wade through an hour of banter on either side of the lore. You can just check out the lore. And so those are up on our website. They're up on our YouTube. And we have an awful lot of fun with Goliath doing the lore stuff as well. I also want to kind of beat that drum that Hydra did. The Discord has been an absolute blast, especially lately. My favorite thing, or my favorite way to play Hearthstone, is with friends. And we set up these co-op channels. So there's voice chat, made a couple of different channels. So if there's, more than one group at a time, people can go in separate channels, if there's too many people talking at one time or whatever. But it's so much fun to play with other people and talk through strategies and turns and everything. And so that has been an absolute blast over the past week. And so, I highly recommend it. Check out the Discord, check out the website. If you cannot find the Discord or want an invite to the Discord or the link, it's on the website. It's on that Find Us page. Everything is there. So for sure. One thing that we have been doing lately is ending the show with some shout outs to our community members here as something that we like to do. It's kind of like just spread this positivity, and before I forget, I'm sorry, next week, special guest is Schmoopy family. Yes, you heard that right. So we may have Schmoopy daddy and Schmoopy mommy, and maybe have a surprise cameo by one of the Schmoopy babies. So we will see. But I'm super excited. There's some fun stories there, and more to follow on that next week. But anyways, I wanted to give a big shout out this week to Sick Lad, who beat the living tar out of me in our THL match this week. We were supposed to play tomorrow, and he reached out to me real late last night, and he said, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I'm sick as a dog. I've been going back and forth between the hospital, and I'm so sick. Is there any way that we can play early?" And I was like, yeah, that sounds awful. I'm really sorry. I'm actually on the computer right now if you want to just jam out some games. Wasn't planning on it, but yeah, dude, I'm sorry you're feeling bad. Let's do this. And he proceeded to stomp me super hard. I won one game, so I didn't get swept. Nice. Pirate Warrior came through for me. But he turn 5 OTK'd me with Mozaki Mage. I have never seen it on turn 5 before. Ever. Like me neither. It was like turn 1, coin flow, turn 2, flow. And then like I thought that he had lost because he played Mozaki on 5, and I was like, you don't have enough mana to do this. And then he played like Mana Biscuit, Sorcerer's Apprentice, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. No. And then he had played like an Ice Block, and I was playing Aggro Priest, and I had Elucia in my hand with plenty of mana, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. Like he's not going to be able to do this. I'll play my Elucia, and I will steal his 0 mana Ice Block, and then he can't kill me. No, he killed me that turn. Like I saved the replay, and I cried about it a little bit in the Discord. But big shout out to Sick Lad, who being a Sick Lad himself, unfortunately, has just stomped me absolutely. And it was great games, great games. And dude, I really hope that you feel better. Get well soon, and good games. So big shout outs to you. Hydra, anybody you wanted to shout out this week?
Yeah, I thought I'd throw a shout out to Ridiculous Hat, who just seems to be killing it in the Hearthstone world. He's all over the place, being, one of the main hosts for a very long time on Coin Concede. He's been killing it on The Angry Chicken. He's got that new video out with Dragon Rider, and most recently, he's written another article for PC Gamer. So, Hat, you're killing it. Keep up the good work. I love all the content you put out, and every once in a while when you stream, it's always a treat as well. So shout out to you, Hat.
MVP by far. Yeah.
Yeah, our Hat's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Sheep, you got a shout out?
Absolutely. So I would, of course, like to shout out Slod. Slod co-opted with me last night while we were helping me to refine my wild THL lists, including, of course, the warrior deck that I rode to legend from 4 to legend in an hour or so today.
Dude, nice.
So yeah, that was super clutch. Thanks for both the deck refinement and then of course talking over the decks with me and kind of guiding me through how it's slightly different, but different, and some of the different play patterns for that pirate warrior, which is so much fun. So shout out to Slot.
Nice.
How about you, Doctorfeesh? Do you have any shout outs that you would like to shout from the mountaintop?
Yeah, sure. I will start with my legacy teammates, Neji Boston and Ron Mexico, both Amber Flight Gaming members, for doing some much needed co-op for Standard today with me. I'll give shout outs to Jordan, Nate, and Blue Train and Ben from work, and people who have been doing co-ops with us for the last couple of weeks. It's been a blast.
Love it, love it, love it. Hey, wiser words were never spoken. You heard that on Born to be Wild.
Born to be wild.